Alright guys, so what is counter steering? Basically counter steering is pretty much going in the opposite direction to go in the direction that you want to go. It sounds very stupid and it's counterintuitive, but here's how it works. If you want to go left, there's two ways for you to go left when you're at speed, okay? If you want to go left, you push left on the handlebar. When you push left, your tire will go this way for a hot second and then turn back over towards the right. So by pushing left to go left, what happens is that your wheel goes this way, meaning your bike starts to fall over this way, the tire goes this way, but then the tire corrects itself and it goes back in the direction that you want to go. The same thing when you want to go to the right, you have to push right. Your bike tips over this way, the tire goes that way for a hot second, and then your bike tire comes back the other way, evens itself up for you to go right. Now this all happens when you're at speed. So it looks like your tire is actually going straight even though you're turning. So you're going straight, but you're leaning with the curve. But in order to get to that lean, your bike has to tilt in the opposite direction. That's why they call it counter steering. So you're countering the bike to go in the opposite direction. And there's two separate ways how I do it in two separate occasions. In order to go left, when your bar goes this way, you'll see that your bar is coming back towards you. So now instead of pushing left to go left, you can pull backwards right to go left. Another reason why they call that counter steering, because you're doing something totally different in order to get the opposite result. Once again, I know it sounds strange, but I just want you guys to know, if you want to go left, you can also pull right. If you want to go right, you can also pull left. Now I'm going to show you this in motion while we're on the bike, and I'm going to show you two different ways on how I actually use it. I'm going to push left to go left. You see how easy that was? Push it right to go around this curve. I'm going to go in the middle here. I did a little left. I'm going to go here. Looks like I'm going to hit it. But nope, I'm going to push left. Boom. Got right in between that. So basically, when you're riding, you want to push as much as the curve is. So if it's a small curve, you're not really, pushing all the way, because if you keep pushing all the way, you're going to fall over. You push just enough to go around that curve. Like I'm going to go right. I push just enough right to go around that curve. Once the curve is done, I get back on pushing in the opposite direction, so it stables the bike. So if you want to go left, all you do is you just tap it just a little bit. And look, I'm on the bike, I'm sitting on the bike, I'm going to tap it just a little bit. You see how the bike just went left? Same thing with the right. I'm going to tap it. Look how the bike just went right a little bit. And I'm sitting here. I'm going to push. You see how the bike falls over? I'm just sitting here. Sit right. Look how the bike, I push right, the bike falls over. Another thing, do not have your arms all stiff like this, because you can't really do anything. Your arms should be nicely bent, so that way when it's time to push either left or push right, you have that motion to be able to do that. A lot of people crash in corners because their arms are so stiff straight like this that when they get to the corner, they can't do anything because their arm is straight. Now they can't counter steer properly and go into the curve because their arm is so straight. They don't have enough curve angle to go because their arm is not bent enough in order to get around that curve. I'm going to show you two different ways, but I'm going to let you know exactly how I'm going to do it. Normally for me, when I'm going around curves, I like to push slowly in the opposite in the direction that I'm going. That means when I'm combing the curves, I'm pushing in the direction that I'm going. If it's a left angle, a right angle, I like to pull real quick. Just before I get to that corner, the bike it's going to shift and it's going to turn in the opposite direction. I'm going to show you exactly what that means. All right, so I'm getting ready to go around this curve. I'm pushing on the curve. I'm coming to an angle going left. I'm going to pull with my right bar to go left. Right here, I'm going left. I'm going to pull with my right bar. Boom. You saw that? You don't even really see it because my arm is bent, but that's what I'm doing. I pulled on my right arm. Now this is going to be a curve. I'm going to slow down because it's a stop. I'm going to push with my left hand. I'm pushing to complete the curve. You see how I'm going left? Then I got to do a quick right. I got to push right. That's how you do those quick S curves. You push left to go left quickly, and then you push right to go right quickly. You know, you can't be too slow if depending on how tight. Like this is kind of tight. I'm gonna push right quickly, a little bit left. Now I'm gonna push left going up quickly because it's kind of a quick turn. So I'm gonna push left, and then I'm gonna push right to go straight. I'm coming around a long S curve. I'm gonna slow down, and now I'm gonna get to the outside. I'm gonna push left. I'm pushing 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 left until I'm around the curve. Same thing here. It's a curve. I'm gonna push left until I'm out the curve. All right, I'm gonna swerve. Here's that bump. I want to get right in the middle. Boom. I'm gonna push left. I'm in between it. Boom. Again. I'm gonna push left to go in between it. Boom. That's how you get in between that. That's how you swerve around stuff. I'm gonna push right. The left, I'm gonna pull right. The right angle, I'm coming to another right angle. I'm gonna pull right. I'll pull right. And now I'm going. So for me, when I'm going on a 90-degree turn, whether it's left or right, I pull with the bar instead of pushing. When I'm doing curves, I push. Here, I'm pushing because it's a curve. Another curve is coming. I'm on the outside. I'm pushing to the right now. So you see how I went from left to right. That's going to prevent you from crashing. Pushing left to right to go where you want to go. Here comes a right curve. I'm going to push to the right. I'm going to get to the outside. I'm going to push to the left. And then back to the right to go back in. So I showed you 2 demonstrations on what I like to do when I'm counter steering. For me to go to the left, all I'm going to do, I'm just going to push to the left. Okay? For me to go to the right, all I'm going to do is push to the right. For me, when I'm going around curves, I like the pushing effect because you can slowly get on and you can push hard or push not too hard in order to know, you know, how much curve angle you need to go around a specific curve. So if your curve is long, you're going to be slowly pushing in, pushing in, pushing in, pushing in, pushing in, pushing in until you come out the curve on the other side. Same with the right. If it's a real long curve, you know, you're pushing, you keep pushing, you're holding, you're steadying and steadying until you come out the other side. Right angles, when you come into a curve, right angle, you can do the same thing. If you're going left, all you got to do is push left really quickly in order to get that tire to turn the opposite direction so it falls back in the opposite direction to where you're going. So either way, you can push, you know, to make that tight angle, or you can pull with, you know, to make that tight angle. So those are just the 2 different ways how I like to, you know, ride.